darkness, a void, then a spark, a thought. From Adam, the first man in the real world. In the beginning, the One, the Father of the imagination dimension, created the imagination dimension. He had two sons, the Overlord, who turned to darkness, and Grandus Titanus, who embraced the light. Grandus Titanus created Titans to protect his father and the imagination dimension. The imagination dimension, a realm where dreams took flight and possibilities were endless. The air crackled with raw energy, the echoes of the One's first thoughts. He watched in awe as his daydreams materialized into vibrant landscapes, towering trees with leaves of spun gold, rivers of molten silver, and skies painted with hues of 1,000 sunsets filled this newborn world. From the heart of the imagination dimension, a being of pure energy emerged. He was the One, the embodiment of Adam's purest, most altruistic thoughts. The One possessed wisdom beyond measure and a love for his Creator that knew no bounds. Desiring companionship, the One reached into the swirling chaos of the dimension. He drew forth sparks of Adam's imagination, shaping them into magnificent beings of immense power and unwavering loyalty. These were the Titans, protectors of the imagination dimension, each embodying a different facet of Adam's boundless creativity. The first Titan, he embodied music. His laughter echoed through the dimension, creating melodies that soothed the soul. Then the Titan of strength, his footsteps leaving craters in the earth, his presence a comforting reassurance of safety. One by one the Titans were born, each unique, each powerful, each bound to the One and their shared purpose, to nurture and protect the imagination dimension, to ensure that the dreams of their Creator would forever flourish. Among them, the Overlord and Grandus Titanus stood out. The Overlord, consumed by jealousy, sought to dominate, while Grandus Titanus stood as a beacon of hope. Yet, not all of Adam's thoughts were pure. Within him, like a shadow lurking in the corners of his mind, lived doubt, envy, and fear. These negative emotions resonated within the imagination dimension, coalescing into a being much like the One, but twisted, consumed by a darkness he couldn't comprehend. This was the Overlord, a being of immense power who craved dominion over this newly formed world. He watched his brother, Grandus Titanus, command the respect and adoration of the Titans. The Overlord felt a burning resentment grow within him. He too desired to shape the imagination dimension, but his vision was far different from his brother's. He envisioned a world ruled through strength, where fear was the ultimate motivator. His whispers of discontent spread like a virus, infecting the very fabric of the dimension. The lush landscape started to wither under his gaze. The vibrant colors of the imagination dimension dulled, replaced by shades of grey and black. The air, once alive with the music of creation, grew heavy with unspoken malice. Grandus Titanus, the good son, tried to maintain peace, but the seeds of discord had already been sown. The conflict came to a head when the Overlord attempted to seize control of the imagination dimension. He unleashed his power, twisting the very fabric of the world their Creator had imagined. Mountains crumbled, rivers ran dry, and the sky itself seemed to crack under the strain. The One and the Titans fought back, their powers clashing in a cataclysmic battle that threatened to tear the imagination dimension apart. It was a battle for the soul of creativity, for the very essence of imagination. But the Overlord, fueled by his all-consuming jealousy, was a formidable opponent. In the end, realizing the devastation the Overlord was causing, the One made a heartbreaking decision. With Grandus Titanus standing by his side, the One banished the Overlord, using the combined might of himself and the Titans to hurl him into a dark and desolate corner of the imagination dimension. This desolate corner, warped and twisted by the Overlord's negative energy, became the underworld. It was a place of eternal darkness, inhabited by creatures twisted in the image of their master's rage and despair. With the second son banished, a period of peace settled over the imagination dimension. The One and the Titans worked tirelessly to repair the damage, their love for their Creator fueling their efforts. But they knew that the threat of the second son lingered. a shadow cast over their hard-won harmony. Their fears were realized when the second son, now known as the Overlord, found a way to escape his prison. He returned to the imagination dimension more powerful and more vengeful than ever before, leading an army of creatures born from the darkest fears of the human mind. The Titans, though weakened from their previous battle, stood their ground. They fought with the courage and ferocity of cornered wolves, determined to protect the world they had helped create. But the Overlord was relentless, his power amplified by the darkness that now clung to him like a shroud. One by one, the Titans fell, their light extinguished by the Overlord's overwhelming power. In a final act of desperation, Grandus Titanus poured the last remnants of his energy into the One, sacrificing himself to save the imagination dimension, leaving a legacy of heroism and hope. After the ultimate sacrifice of the Titans, peace once again returned to the imagination dimension. The Titan Orb, a powerful relic created from the combined energy of the fallen Titans, had defeated the Overlord, but at a great cost. For thousands of years, whispers of the Overlord's return circulated, but no signs emerged. The One, ever vigilant, decreed that the Titan Orb would await a worthy successor. This successor would rise to become a new Titan, a guardian of the imagination dimension and a beacon of hope. Enter Norman, a young man with armor resembling that of a video game character. Norman grew up in the imagination dimension, never knowing any other world. Orphaned at a young age, he dedicated his life to becoming a soldier in the imagination dimension's army. His dream was to become a hero, a dream fueled by the legacy of the Titans. One fateful day, while on his way to archery training, Norman encountered a being of pure light. This being revealed itself as the Sun, the creator of the Titans. The Sun deemed Norman worthy of the Titan Orb. In disbelief, Norman held the orb, and in an instant it transformed him into a being of immense size and power. "You shall be known as Captain Gladstone," declared the Sun. But Norman, preferring simplicity, replied, "You can just call me Norman." Norman's new mission was clear: to find and unite the next generation of Titans, to wield the Titan Orb for the greater good, and to protect the imagination dimension from any threat. The weight of this responsibility was immense, for if the Overlord were to return, the Titan Orb in malevolent hands would spell the end of every timeline, every cybertruce, and the entirety of the imagination dimension. As Norman set out on his quest, the legacy of the Titans lived on through him. The hope for a brighter future now rested on his shoulders, and the saga of the imagination dimension continued, ever watchful for signs of the Overlord's return.